It's always something. And today, it is the damn chimney that goes to the wood stove in the greenhouse. Now, I lit that thing 2 nights ago, right? And it wouldn't draft, and smoke was filling into the greenhouse through the door that was open. When I closed the door, it abated somewhat, but then I noticed that a bunch of smoke was leaking out of all of the joints. There was a minimal amount coming out on the inside of the greenhouse, but you could really tell on the outside, and it just wasn't pulling properly. And I know exactly what the problem is. It's because I've burnt a lot of bull crap in there just to try to get through the winter, you know, things like yard waste and wood that was not properly seasoned. I've burnt a lot of pine, and so what has happened is I've got a blockage of some kind going on in there. It's probably creosote buildup, but it could be something like a bird's nest or something like that. So anyway, I called my local chimney sweep, which I can't believe there are even any still around. And the first problem was that they were backed up until April, and that ain't going to work for me. And I asked them about how much it would be. They were like, oh, about $350. And I don't know about you guys, I am not paying that. I'm going to go up here to the home improvement store. I'm going to get a chimney sweep brush and a little extendable handle, and I'm going to get my ass up there on a ladder and clean this thing out. This should be about $40-50 to get the stuff, and then I'll just sweep my own chimney from now on. Really, this should have been done. It has not been done at all, and I've been running it all winter. And especially when you're burning, you know, less than favorable fuels, you should probably do this about once a month. So anyway, we've been running that thing for 4, 5, 6 months, something like that, and it's pretty blocked up. So let's go take care of that. And let me say also that I'm a very lucky boy. That chimney, when it gets clogged up, it can lead to something called a chimney fire, which is exactly what it sounds like. All of that creosote buildup, which has been trapped inside of the chimney, if it reaches its ignition point, can light on fire. So your whole chimney is on fire, and the problem with that is where it passes through the wall, it's certainly going to melt the plastic. It's probably going to catch any surrounding wood on fire, and the greenhouse will probably burn down. So I'm about to pull up here and pick up the brush. And here we are. Let's see if we can get a hold of one, not have to go to 3 freaking stores like I did for that bathtub. All right, here's what I'm looking for. Chimney brush. Also need to get a couple of these brush rods. They're 4 foot a piece, so that'll give us 8 feet of reach. And I think the longest run I have on there is 6 feet, so this should do just fine. If everything just went smoothly all the time, I would be bored to tears with nothing to do. Could have had a nice, smooth, easy life. I could have been a doctor. I could have just paid other people to do all this stuff, and God knows I was smart enough to do it. I just didn't have the wherewithal to recognize it as a good idea when I was 18. So I chose a bit more of a difficult path. I prayed for a challenge. I didn't want an easy life. I didn't want to take the easy way out. And I got it. But I will overcome. Watch this. Here we are at La Casa. And I don't know if you guys can see that. That's where it was leaking. There's a pretty noticeable little creosote streak there. But it was leaking from there, from that joint. I mean, just everywhere. And if we go to the inside, you can really see it right there where it was leaking out. Filled the whole greenhouse full of smoke. It smells like creosote in here. So, time to dismantle this thing and sweep it out. Nobody called y'all. If I wanted some chicken, I'd go to Bojangles. So while I was out, shout out to Big T's Firewood. It's right over here near the house. We picked up a couple of their $6 bundles of this stuff's nice and dry, nice and hollow sounding. I haven't got firewood, but like I said, that stuff's fresh cut. It won't be good for about another year. This stuff is not completely seasoned, but decent. But just to have everything running at optimal capacity here. We picked up some of that. So I'm gonna assemble this brush and go grab that ladder over there and we'll see what we can do. Sun's going down fast. I better do this quick. Figured there wasn't enough chickens in my way, so I brought the dogs out too. Sweet pea, Mr. Carrot. All right, come on guys, let's go get this done. I've got my little zip screw bit here in the drill. We're gonna assemble that brush. And what I'm thinking is, once I get up here, so I've just got 2 cross braces that brace that vertical piece. So I'm thinking when I take that elbow off, it's gonna want to pivot. So I'll kind of lean it back against the greenhouse. Let's get up here and see what we can do. I smell it, it's awful. I should probably take this white hat off before I get too far along here. I've got a screw out. I'm gonna pop the other 3 out and just take a look down in here. I would assume that most of the problem is gonna be right here. And maybe a little bit further up into the pipe, but I'm thinking this elbow is the problem. There's probably a bunch of creosote buildup that kind of flaked off and fell down here. So let's see. And it would appear that I am absolutely right. So that's right there in that elbow. That's that horizontal section, so all kinds of buildup in there. At least that plan worked out pretty good. I've got all the screws out of this elbow. I'm gonna take it off, that way I can run the brush up in it, clean the elbow out real good. I'll run the brush through there and then clean the inside as well, but yeah, look at that. Not good. Hey, when y'all get up on this ladder and do this? This elbow's kind of stuck, so I'll try to use a flathead screwdriver. Hush, nobody asked you. It's coming out everywhere. That solves that. I've got our brush assembled. There's some sleeves stuck to it because I'm a dumbass. Anyway, it almost looks like I know what I'm doing. It almost looks like this isn't my first time. As is so often the case on this channel, I have never done this before. So we're gonna run this up in there and see what happens. And that one's good enough for the girls that I go with. So I wound up giving that one another pass through. I don't know why on earth anybody would choose to do this for a living, but at least I got that shower hooked up, so I'll be able to shower when we get done. Now, if I was smart, what I'd do is I'd go in there and take that other elbow off and probably go from the other side and just push it all out. But I ain't that smart, so I'm gonna go in from this side and hope that it all falls down into the stove. We shall see. Actually, I lied to you because this is perfectly in the way. So we'll go inside, take the other elbow off, and do it the smart way. So that's what all came out of the first bit. Yum, yum. Now, if you have a wood burning stove, this is unavoidable. You're gonna have to sweep it out. It's part of the regular maintenance. And hey, look at that. I didn't even have to bring a ladder in here. Short people problems were not a problem today. But you can avoid having to do this as often by burning properly seasoned hardwoods and having hot fires. If you have hot fires, then most of this stuff kind of burns up. You don't get as much buildup. My problem was I was burning less than ideal fuels. And this is a compounding problem because as this gets clogged up, it doesn't draft as well, which means your fire can't get as hot. So, you know, it just kind of snowballs. But we'll take this elbow off here, here, and we'll see what happens. I just made a stupid, careless mistake. I left all the screws on top of the ladder. And when I took it down, I don't know where they've gone. So hopefully I have some more. So it's always something, and it'll be more things if you're an idiot. Remember that. So this is the section that goes right into the stove. Looking at it from the top down, that bottom part down there is what actually goes into the stove, but you can see plenty of buildup in there too. And this shouldn't have caused the problem. Well, the damn idiot who installed this forgot to put screws in this part of the elbow. So at least that makes this job a little easier. I'm not even tall enough to see in there, but I see now quite a bit of buildup. We'll clean that out too, and then we'll put it back together. Could have been a doctor. Whew. I see it all come. Oh my goodness. It's all out. Man, I'm probably about to eat some right here. Watch. You might get a kick out of this. God almighty. Well, tastes great. How's that look? A lot better. And I think I'm done eating this stuff, so we're gonna call it good. Well, that section is back together. We'll go look in the shed. Hopefully I've got some more of these zip screws. I imagine I do somewhere. What? Is there something on my face? Lucky day, lucky day. Reassemble that other part and put a few more on that inside elbow, since some idiot didn't do it the first time. Not ready to move back to the city. Nice cushy job. Rent an apartment. I have a yard to look after. Sounds better by the day. Just kidding. Just as an aside, you don't have to put elbows on here. You could put a T and then put a cap on the bottom to where all you have to do is remove that cap and run it up in there. You know, obviously that's not really going to help the sideways one. Unless you also do the same thing on the inside and put the cap on this end. I mean, you still have to do some disassembly, but I've about got it back together, and then we're going to test it and make sure that we did what we were supposed to do. Fingers crossed. Well, the chimney is swept, it is back together, and it's now time to test it and make sure that it works the way that it should, which it had all year, so hopefully this did it. It didn't even take that long, maybe an hour or two. So I'm gonna get a fire going, and then I'm gonna treat myself to a nice hot shower and something to eat. Let's give it a go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The fire just started, so it's not smoking very much, but there are definitely no leaks in any of the joints, inside or otherwise. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, no good deed goes unpunished, as they say. Just sliced myself open, throwing a piece of wood in there, caught the edge of the door. Awesome. If you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. Looky, looky, looky. Probably can't see that against the sky. Oh yeah, you can see it now. Hush. And just in the nick of time, the sun has disappeared behind the horizon, and it'll be dark here in 5-10 minutes. I believe that is enough fun for one day. Go eat something, take a shower, and go to bed. Everything in here gets to live another day. Victory for now. Told y'all I got it together. Ain't half bad. I made the surround out of that plastic sheeting too. Anyway, I've got a hot date with this hot shower. If you guys like this sort of content and you want to see me hurt myself and get into more ridiculousness, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna get in here.